Yes, people, welcome back to the only Yaya with the one and only, the true Yaya Chino Falaci. And today we're talking about Gareth Southgate to Manchester United. Hey, look, when you hear the media need to make money, right? They just throw anything Manchester United name on it now. But before we jump into this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the page. Keep hitting the bell for notifications so Yaya can keep bringing you great content going forward. So let's jump into this. So again, as I said, the media just fishing, man. They just actually looking for something to really talk about. And if you all haven't realized, international breaks brings about them a lot of time and a lot of content, especially when Manchester United lose for them to have. So because Manchester United didn't lose, now they don't really have much to talk about Ten Hag's future, Ineos, De Zerbi. They would name 100 managers, right? But now, because Gareth Southgate has to face the media, they know that the media is going to all be highlighting England because it's the most marketable national team. There's also a lot going on with them taking off the flag off of the back of the jersey, the St. George's flag off of the back of the jersey because of some inclusion thing. And so there's a lot going on and a lot Gareth Southgate going to talk about. So, of course, they're going to find a way to talk about Manchester United. And also because Gareth Southgate has a direct link with Dan Ashworth, of course they're going to do that. Of course they're going to do that. So 2 years ago when Manchester United job was available and Ten Hag was coming in, he was the one all of them were talking about should get the job because he's the best manager available then throughout Europe, this. Now he's the worst manager in Europe. Anyways, look at what's going on here with Gareth Southgate being called in for England. Now, Gareth Southgate rumours to Manchester United is a joke, as I've said before. And I'm not saying he's not a good manager. He's a good international team manager. I don't think he's a good club team manager. And this is where people always, get it wrong. Because you can't judge a man based on how good he is internationally as a club. Because look at Louis van Gaal. Do we actually believe Louis van Gaal is a great club manager? No. But as a international team manager, he has made the Netherlands, the Dutch team, have really great moments in international football. Now, also, what a lot of people don't realize is in international football, it's another psychological game because there are actually people who are patriotic, who actually want to win for their country, who them winning for their country means so much more to some people than it does them winning for their club. Because your club can always win a trophy, but your national team probably only will win it once, and like what Leicester did is what happens in international football usually. Like you always have that one-off team that wins something, like Croatia and stuff like. These teams will have great moments, and it's international and it's tournament football. It's different. It's a lot more time to recover sometime, but then the games are a lot more robust, high intensity. Like there's not a lot of time for you to have a style of play. And that's actually a good segue to go into this because I actually think England have one of the only national teams that have a proper style of play. Like Gareth Southgate made this a long-term project. Ever since he got the job in 2016, he has made so many changes to the back room. He actually made a direct link now from, I think, on the 12s or 14 straight up to the national senior team. That's why it's easy for people like Kobe Mainoo to get called up from the under 21 18s to the under 21s and then getting straight a call up to the senior national team. That's why it's easy for people like Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden to get chances and Marcus Rashford because it actually has been, since he's took over, a clear indication of what this man has actually wanted England to look like in a longer period of time. And also what he has built is a level of sustainability that anyone that goes into the English Federation right now, taking over from Southgate, have such a great platform that they can go on and dominate international football for a very long time. But this is also the catch. People also get this thing wrong because you look at the other teams like Portugal, like Brazil, like France, like Argentina, Spain. These teams have a lot of quality. Germany. We look at England and we look at players that are hyped because they are English and they play in the Premier League for some of the biggest clubs. But let's not forget, the clubs that these guys play for is not like they're also winning the Champions League every year, or they're winning the Europa League every year, or they're winning the Europa Conference League every year. Also, it's not like the players that these English players are playing with coming from fucking Timbuktu. People out here acting like, they're playing, their fellow players come from Timbuktu. So, England should just dominate. But let's not forget, Bernardo Silva is Portuguese. Bruno Fernandes is Portuguese. Ruben Diaz is Portuguese. Kevin De Bruyne is Belgian. Julian Alvarez, he's Argentinian. Erling Haaland, he's from Norway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Rafael Leao, Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. These guys aren't English. So we can't just sit down here and say, oh, Harry Kane, never win a trophy. Oh, Saka, never win a trophy. Oh, Rashford, never win a major trophy. Maybe you can say the Europa League, FA Cup, okay. Let's look at it. It's not like it's a team full of winners. But you look at other teams and you see a team full of winners. Kyle Walker and John Stones have the most cups, and Phil Foden, have the most cups on that team because of Pep Guardiola, who also they play with Bernardo Silva and other players of other countries. Jeremy Doku is Belgian, So let's humble ourselves and realize that we have other teams around Europe and also around the world that have loads of quality. And we need to stop acting like if England don't win this Euros, it's because Gareth Southgate isn't good. Because Gareth Southgate is actually a really good manager. He has brought a real good link between England fans and the team. People can resonate with the football. And lots of people say, oh, England don't play attacking football. Actually, if you look at the stats, Gareth Southgate, I think, has played 90 games for England. They've scored over 200 and something goals. And they've only conceded 40 or 45 goals. You know what I'm saying? And we're saying, oh yeah, but they play against San Marino and all these North Macedonia, and they also play against Italy that they beat twice. They also play against other teams, Senegals. These are good teams. Senegal, Ghana, Cameroon, they are full of Premier League players. Even the USA now, we're seeing full of European international players. And look at the kind of football they're playing. They just dominated Jamaica today. Easy, And also you see Jamaica have lots of European players. And look at the quality of that game. Before you would see the USA dominate Jamaica. Now that game went straight down into extra time. So we have to give Gareth Southgate some respect. Also, when we look at the statistics, right, that Gareth Southgate has, 1966 was the last time England won a major trophy. 1966. You know what year we in right now? 2024. 2024. Okay? 2024. 1966 is the last time England won a trophy. And in that time, they only got to 6 knockout games since 1974. So, for instance, 1974 to 2016, England only got to 6 knockout games. This was with the golden generation and all of them. Remember, England have had some mad players, but then their excuse is, But look at the other teams, Ronaldinho's and the Kakas and Italy's. Look at the Frances now and the Portugals now and the Brazils now. Like Brazil front three is no joke, people. Like Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and Richarlison is no joke. Like, don't laugh because, and when Brazilian players play with each other, you see that grinta, you see that flair, you see that love, that jogo bonito. Anybody that know football from the 90s and before grew up on jogo bonito. Trust me, when you hear somebody say jogo bonito, you know you have to show your little skill. It's time to show that flair. But yeah, so let's not sleep on these other teams. There are lots of good teams that England have to compete with in the Euros. I got 2 minutes. So then, Jude Bellingham now, yeah, they have the best player in the world, in my opinion, right now, Jude Bellingham. What a baller. What a baller. Like, Jude Bellingham is showing why he's worth 100 million. And as I've said many times, that is 100 million midfielder, not Declan Rice. But the reason why Declan Rice was 100 million is because of what he's worth to West Ham. Based on his quality, no. Jude Bellingham, yes. But also, what we see is Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham probably as a combination in world football is probably the best. As a pivot too, it's probably the best you can get in the world. Let's be honest. As a pivot, as a two, it's really a solid pivot. And also when you add Phil Foden to roam around just at the number 10, or you have a Madison, it's beautiful to see. But also we see this young man from Manchester United, Kobe, Le Pogba, Clarence Seedorf. Yo, this kid is a combination of all ballers. And like watching him against Liverpool, taking that aura, taking that moment, you know, playing, taking on players, having no fear. It just made me really enjoy watching Kobe Mainoo and watching his progression, because I've been watching him in the Man United Academy for the last 2-3 years. And this kid is quality. Like, he's just calm. And every time you watch how he just graces the field and he just goes on the pitch and plays football, I always say it, this kid plays like he's playing in the park with his friends. And also him playing with Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham, I think will make him into even a better footballer. And he will learn so much from those two guys. And England have a bright future, because imagine having a midfield of Mainoo, Rice and Jude Bellingham, right? That is a midfield where you just tell them, go on the pitch and enjoy play, lads. Because each and every one of them can play in that position of just that midfielder. Each and every one of them can just rotate in that midfield and cause team problems. The only one that might be a little limited is Declan Rice at the 10. Why? Because he's just not that player that's really, really good, I think, on the half turn in tight spaces. But as a 6 or an 8, Declan Rice is becoming a very big, tough midfielder to play against. And so is Kobe Mainoo. And I think those three guys will give lots of team havoc. But then you still have midfielders that don't even get a shout in, like the Mason Mounts, the Jack Grealishes to come back in. You have the Fodens, the Madisons. Like, England have top quality players, but so does other teams as well. And we have to understand that that is exactly why it's so difficult for England to win a major trophy, because other teams have as much quality as or even more than England. But yes, people, this has been your boy YAHYAH Chino Falachi coming to you live today from Gold Coast, Australia. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page again, people. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers quickly so we can continue bringing you great content going forward. This has been your boy. Peace out.